Everybody, it's Bobbi-Jo and welcome to my home. I'm coming to you with the second day of my doing one of my mini albums, and what I have done is I've taken our homemade chipboard, and as you can see it looks very much like the purchase stuff. It's probably even stronger because of the glue inside. So what I did with our sheets is I cut it all the way around first to get even edges, and then I go around it again to get the 6.5 by 4.5, and that's for two pieces, and then one piece of 6.5 by 2. Always go around the same way. If you ever have anything where you've measured it off and you still get a veering line and you don't know why, chances are it's because you're moving it. So you cut this edge, then maybe you cut this edge this way, and then you come around again and cut. Just try to go in the right direction. You'll see that a lot less. Not the right direction, but the same direction. So if you cut here, cut there, cut there, cut there. That's how I figured out how to not have things veer off. So yeah, so this is kind of where I veer off a little bit from Sam. In her tutorial. This is because she, for hers, she has a 12-inch square, she had, 12-inch by 7.5 to do her outside cover. And that's sufficient and everything, and that's fine. But I like to have something different for my spine. So so I've chosen these two papers this time, just to yeah, I want it to be pretty shabby chic, so that's what I'm going with. What I do on mine is, number one, and you don't have to, I think I just like to get scraps out of it, and I probably won't do it this one. I won't do it this one. So I usually cut them apart, cut the 12-inch, and then get scraps off. But I'll keep it at the 12-inch. Like we'll just add this to the outside of the 12-inch paper. So what I would suggest figuring out where you want your papers. So that's that. Okay. So what I do is I have these. Sam does the 12 by 7.5. This is 12 by 8, just to give myself a little bit more room. And I even would like some more room on this way, but so to assure I'm being as clear as I can get, because I'm not clear on any given day. To do that, I'm just going to keep it at the 12, but just know that I went up to an 8 for the height. So this panel I'm using this time, it's 5 by, and like I said, 8, but if you're using Sam's measurements, you would do, you're doing your whole thing in one color. I want essentially this. so that when I wrap it around, it looks like the bind. So how I make sure that it is going to be lined up correctly, the 3 panels, is I lay it out with the edges of my scoreboard. So up against this edge and up against this edge, and that way I know that they are where they're supposed to be. So for this one, I am putting that, so I'm going to be coming in, so 3.5, and then 3.5 this way, and that'll give me my bind around the same. So I'm just going to put quickly some tape down this, and like I said, I keep my I should have not cut it in half. I should have just taken the 12-inch piece, just because I think it's easier for me to easier for you to do. So I'm just going to be putting that back together, basically, so that all right. Now I am going to make sure that I'm going to take this off, and the reason I want to take this off is because I want to do some sewing. So I didn't burnish my tape, so it makes it harder. Hopefully. All right, so I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. I'm a little bit annoyed because I ran out of thread and didn't realize it and went down. So this will be my front, this will be my back, and I'll try to cover that somehow. I don't know how I would, but it'll come to me. Anyways, so that's sewn on, and now we go ahead and glue. So that is going to be, so it's 12, and we're going to be doing, so that I'm going to follow what she has here. We'll put the thing on first here. So I will, I usually put tape and glue, just so that I know it's gonna stick there forever and a day. But it's always better if you're going to choose which one, choose the glue, because that way the fibers of your paper become like entangled in each other. I also like putting the glue on top of my tape, so that I have a little bit of room to maneuver if that makes any sense. So I always put my middle one down first, and come on, Eileen, get out of there. All right. All right, let's see if we can get this centered, shall we? I usually eyeball it. Yeah, that looks good. That's your centerpiece, right there. I always burnish it. And then I couldn't find my thick tape, and there it is. But anyways, we'll use that for the sides. So I go about, some people will say just go to the width of the chipboard. I go 1/8 of an inch. You have less possibility of cracking along the spine. You're never going to be 100%. It's never going to crack, but it's going to be close. So I'm just going to put this up here so that it is up against my spine so that I know I'm even. Let's put some more tape on. Here we go. Oops. There. Always burnish your tape. I don't always remember. You would think I'd remember by now, but I don't. I'd like to believe that I did, but I don't. I don't. I actually don't think you guys see. I'm still with my scoreboard, and I just put so that I have a T, so that I know my bottom is squared off. Bottom or top, whichever you prefer. And then I'm going to go, I'm just going to tilt you a little bit more. I'm going to, hi, again, I'm batting 1,000 today. Don't know where we shut off, but hopefully you have what I have. So essentially, I centered my spine. Hopefully you got to that point. Put 1/8 of an inch approximately in between. Not the width of the chipboard, because I find I crack more if I am that width. And now are going to go out and around and seal our cover. I usually like, and this is why I would probably spread these two sides out more underneath my things. So I would have like a 1/2 inch in here so that I had more on the outsides, but it will do. All right, so what we're going to do is we are just going to get everything, just starting to get your just have your outside start to get it prepped so that it's going to go. This is why I like to have a little bit more room. I don't like how that is so tight, but it is what it is. I may have measured someplace wrong, so it may just be me. So I apologize if that's the case. So I'm going to go with my tape all the way around. Because I will be doing tape and glue. So I'm going to bring that up around. I want to also put it around on the outside of the chipboard, just to give it a little bit more strength, especially since I have not a lot of room on that side, on the side panels. Mario is going to be coming in to get me, I think, because I just heard the oven go. But the food will be there when I'm done. Alright, so I'm going to just burnish these, and I'm also going to be gluing, because I don't like with these going just with tape or just with glue. It's just me thing. So yeah, we'll strip them. So usually, I'm going to show you what I usually do to do these. Usually I do follow Sam's, where she does a nice corner by doing a square here and stuff like this. However, I'm going to put corner protectors on, so I'm just going to cut across. But usually what I do is I do a square, squared off. I usually have more room here, and that's it. But I'm just gonna miter them this time because I am putting the, and I don't want the bulk, but if you want to see how Sam does hers, I'm putting the tutorial below for that. But for me, this time, I'm going to go with the mitered, just so that I don't have the bulk with it. So we'll glue all the way around. I get the glue off of there so that it doesn't end up on my paper. Doesn't have to be perfect, just has to be enough to hold. Because you've got, that's the advantage of having both the tape and the glue. I'm not gonna like this being this short, but I imagine it's not gonna make any difference. But it's me. I don't like change. Mario says I don't like change. So that's what the problem is. Getting my glue off here while I go. The advantage of Teflon foam folder. Doesn't stay on. Not for long, anyways. Oh, I might have mitered those too much, but the corner protectors will cover it. This is where I want it to get to today, so hopefully I have not lost too much footage for you guys. I'm batting 1,000 with running out of things today. And yes, I go over it and re-go over it and re-go over it. I know. I really should have done more, like put more tape in here. I probably will be doing that before I put the think Bobbi-Jo, put the inside panel on. So I think I will leave you at this. This is pretty much where I want it to be. So we'll what I'm trying to do is make it as easy as possible for it to bend, because we don't want to bend it too fast. Yeah, I'm gonna have to glue that. I'm gonna have to tape those. I've got Metallica in my head because I was listening to it before doing this. Come on. There we go. This is why I suggest taping that beforehand. So instead of just sewing down, I should have really put more tape in between. But that's all right. Real life, folks. All right. You got to really work in here, because it will crack the spine if you don't do it carefully. So take your time with this part. You're just taking it and shoving those into those 1/8 of an inch. There we go. Okay, so I want that paper to know where to go. So I am going to take it, this part. I want to train it so that it knows where to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clip this, put some protection on there, of course, so that it knows where I want it. So you can see that we don't have any cracking yet, so that's great. Anyways, I will leave you guys at that. All right, thanks, goodbye. Thanks, you guys. Bye.